Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video live stream, and we actually have a ton of new information this time since it's the pre-anniversary build-up all the way up to the June 19th basically, so it's 3 weeks from now. We have a lot of new things in store, so we are going to check them all out here today. All these screenshots are from the official Facebook post, and some of the units are translated by some of the people on the DanMemo's Discord server. But I'm going to be looking at the info we have posted here on our channel. And if you are interested in joining our Discord channel to talk or anything else, you can always do so by clicking in the link in the description below. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at all the things that they've prepared for us this times. So the celebration for the anniversary eve is going to be a logging bonus for 5 days from the 28th onwards. So basically you will log in once a day at least, and you will get your 100 iris per day, which is obviously really welcomed since we're trying to save iris to get as much as possible for the anniversary that is going to come after or on June 19th. So also you need to be prepared for it. You need to have some iris saved up. You need to not use it all on everything that I'm going to show you guys here today, because there is some banners, there is some new units. Some of them are bait, and I will let you guys know what those are and which ones you should avoid. So you'll also be able to reread all the past story events, so all the events that were available in the past. I'm not sure what's going to happen to the EU server since we've not had all of these events available to us to watch/read. So hopefully we'll be able to do those too. But this is just an option to get caught up on some of the story. Some of the story is really good, so I do recommend, if you do wanna watch some more DanMachi story, that's always a great option to do so. The writing is usually really good, so I do recommend it. In any case, there will be a new tale as well, Reminiscence, part 1 apparently. Which will look back at the various event stories that have been held since the last 2-year anniversary of DanMemo, so 1 year ago. And by clearing events, we will be able to exchange for a Reminiscent exchange ticket. And the Reminiscent exchange ticket is actually really interesting because we will be able to use it on one of the banners that have been released before on some of the events. And we can look at all of them here. There's actually a lot to choose from. There's the I'm not even sure what the first banners are called, because it was not ever on the EU server. We didn't really have it, so I'm not sure if we're gonna get those banners as options as well. I'm guessing we should, since all the units are in the game just through the normal pool. But these banners also include the time-limited units, not just the normal non-time limited ones. So you are going to have to choose very carefully when you do decide which of the rerun banners you want to get a 4-star guaranteed ticket on. So in general, unless you're missing for something, I would recommend going for one of the 4 unit only ones, I guess, because there's more. They're all of them. So the winter event part 1, winter event part 2, and the Argonaut part 1. No, this one is, yeah, the Argonaut part 2, because all of them have just 4 units compared to 6. So I guess there's more chance to getting what you want to get, unless obviously there's something you're really looking for in all the other banners. Those are also great options, but having a chance to get one more bond for something that's usually time limited and not available might be a good thing to do. And for me, myself personally, I really am not sure. I really have no idea, because I have some of these units MLB already, some I don't, so it's really hard for me to choose what the correct banner will be. But we will decide once this actually comes out, and maybe when we see more info about the upcoming anniversary as well. So definitely make some put some thought into choosing which one you really want here. Don't just choose something randomly. Maybe ask someone for advice as well if you need that. So hopefully you get something nice from this. Okay, so the other information about Reminiscence, drop items are the same for all the quests, okay? And there is a low chance of earning hero fauna, so if you're low on hero fauna, that's also an option, because you'll be getting some of that. And all the battle quests will have an extreme high difficulty quest. I'm not sure what exactly this will look like, but in case it ends up being something decently hard for everyone to do, I might end up making videos for these, maybe 2 at a time or something of the sort. So I'll see how long it takes to do them and whether or not they're really hard or easy. But you can, I guess, expect some videos from me on those battle quests. And then we'll also be able to earn Heroic Light, Ascension Fauna, 40 Iris, and a 4-star guaranteed 11 draw ticket. So the rewards there are nice and definitely worth playing for. And then, I guess the most exciting thing that's come so far is the Argo&Fina appearing as new units as well. So that's the Reminiscence Gacha. And we will be getting a new unit for both the Argonaut and the Fina. They're going to be Thunder units, and we do actually have the details on them already. So here's the art for the Argonaut. He's looking really cool. And we can already see that it's a Thunder unit from the art. But if we look at the stats first, it has a almost 2000 strength and a good agility stat as well. So the stats are what we're expecting for new units right now. But as I said before, these aren't really the anniversary units yet. So this is not what we have been saving for. The anniversary units are coming on June 19th. So that's where we should still have some Iris remaining. So yeah, not actually sure how great these units will be, but the Argonaut has a great temp boost like Otterl had, which means that he might end up being something as strong as Otterl. I guess we'll be seeing a lot of these great temporary boosts on damage numbers, probably essays mostly. So he does that, and it also gives 60% HP regen after his special attack. So he might be useful in Wargame as a healing unit of some sorts as well. And then his skill 1 actually has an agility buff for himself next to all the other strength and thunder damage. And he also gives physical and magic resist to the allies. So we'll look at the Fina as well next, but she's actually also kind of a Wargame stall unit like this Argonaut is. So he has another really good skill on his skill 2, which is a super thunder attack that decreases the physical, magical, and thunder resist by 30%. So first he does the buff, he buffs all the defenses for the units, he buffs himself, and then he ends up reducing the resistances of the enemies as well. So it's kind of like a half stall, half rush team in some sort. Not really rush, but first of all you buff yourself and then you kill your opposing team in a couple of turns. So that's, I guess, what they're going for with these units. He also has counter damage up, so he might be useful in single target modes as well, on Record Buster or something of the sorts, but we will obviously have to see about that. He doesn't have any type killer, so he's not hinting at some of the next familia rush or anything of the sorts. So he's just a useful unit. I'm guessing he's going to be war game oriented, like DanMachi is, because she's similar to Alicia, I suppose, with her skill 1, because she has an AoE and single target resist plus buff. So together with the Argonaut, both of them are using skill 1, they're buffing themselves, and they are increasing the resistances of your team, which makes it really tanky. And then afterwards with skill 2, she's also extending the status buffs of your team. So she is definitely kind of meant to be used along with the Argonaut in a mixed team of some sorts for wargame. Her essay is also an ultra thunder attack. It doesn't have the great boost, I suppose, but it does get plus 20% for each magic and dexterity buff on herself, and it also has a chance to stun. So I guess if your opposing team doesn't have any ailment resistance, you might win through the stun as well. Another thing is that these units have water resistance, which means that they kind of counter the Winter Bell and the ice from Under Resort. So it's pretty much really aimed for wargame, at least from the looks of it. And DanMachi is a magic unit, of course. Okay, so those are the 2 units, and they will have a tail as well, the Reminiscence tail, along with a 4-star guaranteed 11 draw gacha ticket that we can get as well. So that helps with ammo being one of them. If you are going to go ahead and do the banner, which might not be a bad idea, and there also will be the login bonus, which does have potatoes, valleys, 70 iris in total, so it's not bad, and 2 free star tickets. So another incentive for you to log in. So another exciting feature that we're getting is the Master of Familia Wargame tournament, which is actually an extension of the previously available Familia Wargame, and it is a tournament in which 16 teams that were top 16 in the Hero League for the Familia Wargame will end up being placed in a bracket of 16 with 4 rounds or 4 battles, and aiming for a higher rank, I suppose, competing against each other. I'm not sure if it's just going to be the standard Familia Wargame mode that is just fixed in a bracket, and I'm also not sure what the rewards are going to be, but we are definitely going to be competing in this event, because we are usually top 3 or top 4 on the server for the wargame events and also the Familia Rush events. So we should be able to check out what this mode is, but even the non-participating familias can also enjoy the event by spectating and predicting the results. So even if your familia does not place in the top 16, you're still able to participate, I guess, in the tournament in some way. You're still able to watch it, you're still able to root for your favorite familia. So the first battle is a tournament between 16 familias, and then I suppose the next one will be I mean, these images don't really show that much other than just the matchups, I suppose, between familias, unless it's actually just matching players against players, which would be interesting as well. But in any case, it's going to be winner keeps fighting in the tournament, and others will be fight to be matched, and others will fight to be matched with those with the same win counts for 4 battles. So I guess it's still, even if you lose the first match, you should still be able to participate, and hopefully there's some good rewards in store as well for this for the participating familias. But for spectating and winning predictions, you're able to spectate the battle of the top teams, and you're able to support the teams you're rooting for, the familias you're rooting for, by placing predictions. So You can support the familia of the match which you think might win, and place 5 winning predictions to vote on a familia which you think will end up being victorious. So I guess that's an interesting feature they decided to do, to keep the players that aren't, the familias that aren't top 16 busy as well, and entertained. So that's a good thing. And there's also the schedule right here. So we're gonna start off with the Ultimate War game, which will be the pre-round for the Familia War game, and then the Familia War game will start, and then the top 16 Familias will be placed in the bracket for the tournament of 16 Familias, who will play 4 matches to decide the places from 1st to 16th. So this is actually a great addition to the wargame system, because previously some of the battles were, some of the places were determined by luck, because you could end up getting getting matched with worse familias all the time, and you're getting badges pretty easily. So I guess this is going to make the top 16 battle much more interesting, which is really good. On top of all that, we're also getting the countdown rerun gacha. So a lot of the banners that we've seen before are going to be rerun with a guaranteed on the 1st, 3rd, and 4th pull. And you will be able to pull the gacha with 200 iris, half price, on the 2nd and the 4th pull. So that's definitely a way to get some of the units that you're missing. It's especially good if you're a new player and are still missing some of the units. So the banners that are going to be included are the Secret Game Gacha, the Dungeon Rogue Town Gacha, the Nightmare Academia, which is the Halloween event, the new Pop Stars Gacha, the winter. Interestingly, the time-limited events are included in all these. So that's great for the people who missed those. So winter event, part 1 and part 2, the New Year event, the Werewolf Comes, the Under Resort Crossing event, gacha, I mean, all these are banners, all these are gachas. We're not getting the actual event, but as I mentioned previously, we will be able to watch and read the story from them. And then also the OVA event, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Herbs in a Desert Island? And also the Argonaut Part 1 and Part 2 gacha, which was last year's anniversary banners, which is really interesting, and this will pretty much allow everyone to catch up on some of the units, improve their team compositions. So this is great. I am probably looking forward to the Werewolf Comes banners most, because I missed a lot of things there, mainly Anya that I'm gonna miss. So yes, I'm looking forward to all of this. My iris probably won't allow me to summon on a lot of these, because just anniversary is coming as well, and we don't want to spend too much. And if the anniversary does have 2 banners or 4 banners, it's going to be either 8,000 or 16,000 iris, which is hard to gather. But we are gonna obviously get some login bonuses then as well, so we will be able to get some of the iris there as well. So even if you're stuck at 0 iris right now, you should be able to summon for a lot of things that you want to do, if you want to summon on, if you do it rationally. So the main story, episodes 41 and to 47, are actually going to be added all at once here. So this is another way to earn a lot of iris, because there's usually 10 or so chapters or chapters in each episode, which means that's about 500 iris, I suppose, for all of this, which should be good. And there will also be a time-limited mission where you can get the 11 draw ticket by clearing the normal difficulty of these stories, so that you're able to pull on the banner, which will be available at the time. And the banner features a, it's called a Bell main story release gacha, but it's actually a Hestia banner, which is interesting. So we're getting the pasture goddess Hestia, which is, I guess, the Village Eyes, the Hestia version of Village Eyes, which is an interesting one. And the stats she has is basically, she's basically a unit with high agility stats, or a decent agility stat at least, and good stats all around, so she's usable on some of the units. But the effects she has is the physical resist and magical resist plus 15%, and then strength and magic and dexterity plus 10% at MLB. And I guess if you're missing everything that she offers, she could be okay. But generally we have all of these buffs available already, and even at higher percentages. So the strength and magic buff are already accessible at 15% on a lot of the units. We had the new Seer, we had the OVA Hestia, and the physical resist and magic resist is only really useful in Wargame, because the PvE modes are actually not that hard to tank usually, and you are able to survive through them even without the physical magic resist. And as I said, we do have other units that also provide those bonuses if you are struggling with survivability. So this banner for me is either, I mean, the recommendation I would have for it is first get the 3-star 11 draw ticket and hope to get a copy of Hestia. And if you get a copy of Hestia, you don't even have to do the first pull on the banner. But if you don't, and this Hestia is kind of useful to you, then you could just go ahead and do one pull for 400 Iris, which isn't much, and get her guaranteed. But then definitely be done with the banner. Don't do anything with this banner, because anniversary is coming as well, and as I said previously, we will need a lot of Iris. And it's probably better to, it's definitely better to spend Iris on the rerun banners for some of the units that you need than this Hestia, which isn't really that good. So yes, the third anniversary is coming, as we've said a lot of the times already, but there will be a continuous login bonus where we can get luxurious items every day. And those items are the Ascension Fauna, Hero Fauna, a Heroic Light, a 4-star guaranteed ticket, and then a lot of question marks at the end. So I guess it's a surprise. Hopefully it's a good one. So we're looking forward to that as well. In general, there's a lot of hype to everything here and during the anniversary. So really looking forward to it, really hyped for it. Apparently there's also going to be a welcome back campaign that is renewed. So if you are interested, I guess, in getting back to the game, these login bonus, if you haven't been playing for at least 14 days since your last login, you should log in and get this really good login bonus with 11 draw guaranteed, 3-star units, 4-star tickets, 100 Iris, a lot of valleys, a lot of potatoes. So this one is definitely worth logging back into the game for if you haven't been playing for at least 2 weeks. But the most of us who are active won't be getting this. But it's a good thing they added for the players that are coming back. So yeah, this is the schedule or the recap of all of the events that we're getting. And then for the 3rd anniversary, and this is really important here, they are preparing the largest ever Grand Tale. So there will be a lot of things for us to look forward to. And then another thing that's really good is the Heroic Trials for the Fina and Argonaut units. So that helps you MLB one of them along with the 4-star guaranteed ticket. So definitely make sure to do those. So after this, it's just some of the standard information that we usually get. So next week is going to be a war game after the 2 record busters we've had. And then apparently there's also going to be another free gacha draw. So this is always it's always great when they give us some free draws. And this time is going to be a revisit anime free 11 draw gacha, and it does have a part 1 written to it, so there should be a part 2 and maybe a part 3 as well. But it's always great to pull free 11 draws, so hopefully you get some 4-star guaranteed tickets from this. I'm not sure what the pool is going to be, but it's probably all the units that have been released as the episodes banners. So Apollo and Hestia are featured here, but there's probably going to be more than just that. Other than that, there's also the events ending soon, infographic. So the 7 zone has already ended at the time of this video. The special 100 daily iris, I guess, special offer is also ending on the 27th. So I guess there's one more day to go ahead and get 100 more iris if you're interested, for a okay price, better than what we usually get, but it's still not the cheapest thing ever, right? The iris in this game. Record Buster is ending. It's pretty much today and around 4 hours, no, 7 hours or so. The Exilia book, so definitely make sure to do that as well. And then the banners, the special gacha over 15 million ones are ending, along with the Certain Goddess Love Song Tale and the Familia Rush, so make sure to participate in those. Make sure to farm up the items for the Certain Goddess Love Song event if you haven't already. And then the Eyes Guaranteed only gacha is there until the 29th, but that one you shouldn't really worry about. So on the 28th, we are going to see the Anniversary Eve. We're going to see the Reminiscence banner and the tail, which should be really good. So that's going to be the Eyes and Fina getting released, along with their heroic trials that you can farm. And then the Ultimate War game will start, which is the ultimate meaning just that it's going to be a that is going to count for the Familia war game coming up. And then the Revisit Anime 11 Draw Gacha part 1 is going to be available on the 29th. And then apparently they also are going to do some just general updates to the game, like being able to filter by the units individually, which is a welcomed feature, but people really aren't excited for that. We're excited for all the anniversary good stuff. We're excited for all the events that we're getting. So this is definitely the little thing that they added in here, but it's definitely welcome. In any case, I hope you guys are as hyped and excited for what is coming now and what is coming on June 19th. So hopefully you retain that hype, hopefully you are excited to play the game, and thank you for watching the video. Thank you if you watched so far, thank you if you watched the entire thing. If you did like it, I would appreciate any likes and comments or subscriptions on the YouTube channel, but I do hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.